All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're exploring a topic that a lot of men are feeling, but not many are talking about. This quiet, creeping sense of weakness that seems to be affecting so many of us in the modern world. And look, the source material we're looking at today, it does not pull any punches. It calls this a silent crisis. Think about that. It's this deep internal conflict, this feeling of unfulfilled potential that is quietly shaping a whole generation of men. So, you've got to ask, right? If so many people are feeling this, where is it coming from? And more importantly, what can we actually do about it? The source argues this isn't some personal failing. It's a product of our environment. And yes, there is a path forward.
But before we can even think about a solution, we have to get a really sharp, clear picture of the problem. And the source calls this a uniquely modern dilemma.
Just to be clear, we're not necessarily talking about physical weakness here. This is more of a psychological weight. It's that deep down feeling of being disconnected from your own potential. You know, that nagging sense that you could be more, but something is just holding you back.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Look at the contrast. Our ancestors, at 20, they were forced into responsibility by sheer necessity. Building things, starting families, facing real-world dangers. They had to be strong. But today, the source argues that comfort has replaced that necessity, leaving a lot of young men feeling kind of lost, without a clear purpose.
So, if it's not just an individual problem, what's causing it? Well, the source identifies three really powerful forces in modern life that are actively contributing to this feeling.
First up, a lack of real challenges. For almost all of human history, strength was forged by hardship. You had to be tough just to survive. But modern life, with all its conveniences, has smoothed over a lot of those rough edges. And the argument here is simple. If you're never tested, how can you develop strength?
The second force? Endless distraction. Social media, notifications, nonstop entertainment. Our attention is being pulled apart into a million tiny pieces, and deep focus becomes almost impossible. So instead of being an active creator in your own life, you risk becoming a passive consumer. And the third force is cultural. The source suggests that some traditionally masculine traits, like assertiveness or even just the ambition to be strong, are sometimes viewed negatively today. This can make men hesitate, second-guess themselves, and eventually kind of forget what their own strength even feels like. Okay, so that all sounds pretty heavy, but the source is extremely clear on this one point. Weakness is not a life sentence. This is a condition that can be reversed. It's not about blame, it's about rebuilding. Let's look at the plan. And this right here, this is the absolute starting point. It's a huge mindset shift. You have to move away from blaming the world for your problems and instead take responsibility. The moment you truly decide, this is my life and I am going to shape it, well, according to the source, that's where all true strength begins. So once that mindset is locked in, the way forward becomes much clearer. The source lays out 5 practical, interconnected steps you can take to reclaim that feeling of strength and purpose.
And here they are. Notice how each step is a direct counterattack to the problems we just talked about. First, you own it, accept responsibility. Second, you rebuild your body, because physical discipline is one of the fastest ways to build mental discipline. Third, you have to reclaim your focus from all the noise. Fourth, you learn real-world skills. Why? Because competence is the foundation of confidence. And finally, you create your own standards. You define the man you want to be, and you live by that code.
Now, this isn't just about individual self-help. The source makes a really strong case that this issue has massive consequences for society as a whole. According to this perspective, when a generation of men feels weak and directionless, the foundations of society start to get shaky. You lose protectors. You lose leaders for families. You lose role models for kids. The argument is that strong, dependable men are essential for a stable, balanced world. And to be absolutely crystal clear, the source is careful about how it defines this strength. This isn't about aggression or trying to dominate other people. Not at all. It's about self-control. It's about discipline. It's about being someone that other people can rely on, precisely because you have proven that you can rely on yourself. So ultimately, after laying out the problem, the causes, and a clear solution, the source brings it all back home to one single personal point. This is the core message of hope. That feeling of weakness, it is not a permanent flaw in who you are. The issue is reframed. You're not inherently broken,
You're just living in an environment that's designed to make you soft, and you haven't been trained on how to counteract it yet.
And finally, this validates that feeling you have deep down, that sense that you could be more. The source says that instinct is absolutely correct. That potential is real, and it is just waiting for you to unlock it.
So, we end with this question. It's posed directly by the source, to you. It's a personal call to action, because the responsibility and the choice to rebuild starts right now.